Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, Paisano. I'm going to be honest with you tonight. I didn't get a chance to pick out an album during the week, and I kind of forgot about it till last night, and I went for one that I know real well, because I usually listen to the album of the week twice to refresh my memory, because it's not that often I'll listen to an album from start to finish, and just so they're fresh in my head for when I review them for you guys. Tonight we're going to talk about, I think it's probably the greatest selling debut album by a rock band ever. The group is called Boston, and it's their self-titled debut. Over 17 million copies sold. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Boston pretty much originated in Boston. It's the brainchild of Tom Scholz, the lead guitarist. He was an MIT graduate and a real innovator with electronics, and one heck of a guitar player too. And he created this device called the Rockman, and it gave the guitar it was a distortion pedal. It gave it a very, very unique, one of a kind sound. I mean, you hear Tom Scholz play guitar, you know it's Tom Scholz by the effect he has on his guitar. Just absolutely fantastic sound, an overdriven sound. And I never saw him with anything but a Gibson Les Paul, most likely a 59 or a 60. Just a great guitar player. And the lead singer was a guy by the name of Brad Delp. Fantastic range. Unfortunately, he committed suicide about 15 years ago or so. Very sad to see him go. He was a tremendous talent. And all these guys, there were 5 guys in the original group. Sib Hashin on drums, Fran Sheehan on bass, and Barry Goudreau on rhythm guitar. And he also played lead on a couple of tunes too. But together they were a very, very good band. And literally every single one of these songs on this album is heard on classic rock radio on a daily basis. It was recorded during most of 1975, late 1975 into 1976. Some of it was down in Watertown, Massachusetts. The rest of it was finished in the spring of 1976 at Capitol Studios in Hollywood, California, and the Record Plant in Los Angeles, California. It was produced by Tom Scholz with John Boylan. I'm not sure who John Boylan is. And it was engineered by Tom Scholz and Warren Dewey. Like I said, it came out in 1976. This is a reissue from the early 80s. And it's one heck of a rock record. Let's go over the track listing. Side 1 is More Than a Feeling, probably their best known song, and great way to start the album. Heard every single day on every classic rock station, from coast to coast and around the world. Peace of Mind, another one, every day, coast to coast and around the world. Foreplay, Long Time, finishes out side 1. Side 2, Rock and Roll Band, Smokin', Hitch a Ride, Something About You, and Let Me Take You Home Tonight. Every single song a very good one. And after hearing it practically my whole life, you grow a little tired of some of these songs, but there's no denying that they are very, very good, and this is one of the greatest rock albums of all time, without question. I was lucky enough to see most of this group in 1987. They had a big comeback in the mid-'80s with an album called Third Stage. and they toured. They did 9 consecutive sellouts at the Worcester Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I was lucky enough to see one of those shows. And then I saw Tom Scholz and Brad Delp by themselves. I mean, obviously they had guys backing them up, but the original band was not with them. But I saw Tom Scholz and Brad Delp twice in the mid to late 90s at Great Woods. Now I'm not sure what it's called. It was the Tweeter Center, and now it's I don't know, Comcast Center. I don't know, Verizon Center, something like that. But you know, it was a real tragedy with Brad Delp, and they only had 3 real notable albums. This one, Don't Look Back, 3 years later. It took them 3 years to get another album out, and then another 6 years, 7 years to get another one out. So they weren't exactly cranking them out. But all 3 of those albums were really good. I think they had at least one other album after that. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think they did. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Brad Delp died in 2007. Suicide in New Hampshire. Too bad. Alright, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Well, let's take a look at the vinyl. This album was on Epic, I believe. Major signing for them, no doubt. And classic Epic label there. I'm not sure where I bought this one. It was probably down the South Shore Plaza at the Strawberries. Most likely. You can get this album just about anywhere. But it's a good edition and a very uncommon edition. It's very common to see this record around. Alright, I'm going to thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week. See what Paisano digs out of his record collection to talk about. And if you're enjoying our discussions, please like and, more importantly, subscribe. Good night, YouTube. Until next week.